Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today is luggage day. I've got suitcase on my bed. I'm going to talk about check-in bag, even though those ones I carry on, but I don't have any big ones to put on my bed like that. So today a few advice on what kind of baggage you might want to shop if you're looking to buy a new suitcase. If you're new to my channel, if you find me just randomly by mistake, well, welcome. My name is Victor, I'm a flight attendant, and every week I give you some travel tips on how to fly and travel in better conditions. So, well, welcome aboard. I'll start this video by talking about bags, and not talking about big suitcase, but more big duffel bags that you can take with you if you're going somewhere and you know you will come back with more luggage. It's a great idea because you can actually fold them completely, put them inside your checking bag, and when you come back you can have this extra bag. So if you're going to a place where you might do a lot of shopping, or you may have to bring back some big bulky items, let's say you're just going to your parents and you like to bring back some old books and stuff like that, well, that could be a good option. So rather than taking an extra suitcase and paying for suitcase both ways, you only have one suitcase going over with your bag folded inside for the way back. They're great, the only thing they don't have wheels, so you just need to make sure you have a trolley at the airport and it will be sweet as. So there's two teams. There's a team for the hard shell suitcase and a team for the soft shell, which is made of fabric. Honestly, I don't mind either. As you can see, I've got both. The great thing with hard shell is they will go through the weather in a way better condition. Just because keep in mind, when they load your bags in the plane, or sometime in some airports, there's not a shelter for all the bags everywhere, and it can be raining, it can be snowing, so your bags will be exposed to the weather. So the hard shell usually will last better because it's actually really protected. Where this is made of fabric, well, the fabric will get wet, and after a while what's inside might get wet too. So it's really two schools. That's the best benefit I can find. The soft shell, if they were talking about carry-on bags, that will be a little bit better because you can actually squeeze in more stuff. It gives you a little bit more flexibility in the overhead bin, but today we're talking about checking bags, so there's no really a big difference for that. But if you were to buy a hard shell, this one is made of metal, so it's aluminum, so it's not the case, but those plastic ones, remember to buy polycarbonate plastic, not just basic plastic, even though they might look the same. Basic plastic, in the suitcase world, you get what you pay for. If you pay $20, $30 for a suitcase, that will last for 20 or 30 minutes, no, maybe a little bit more, but it won't last very long. If you get something cheap, it will be very, very cheap, and you will choose maybe, if you're lucky, if you do one full trip with it. If you're going to travel a bit more, you may want to spend over $100, and then you may get something that's actually a better quality with also a good guarantee. So if you were to buy something plastic, make sure it's polycarbonate. Regular plastic will crack, will break. Remember, the airlines are not that gentle with your suitcase. They're stuck together, then some they throw a little bit, not from very high, but still maybe from the cart that's bringing to the plane to the belt, and they're not put gently, they actually just stuck there. So they need to be strong enough and resist. And airlines will cover some damages to some suitcase, but usually that won't cover the wheels, won't cover the handles, and won't cover any part of the sewing that's made around it. So you need to look very carefully for those areas when you're shopping, and a cheap suitcase won't last. So let's have a look in detail about a suitcase. So the first thing, as I say, you need to look for the sewing, how it is made. Is it good quality? And it's not easy to see, but is it double or triple sewing all around? So you really need to make sure that's going to last, because the sewing part is what's holding the suitcase together. It's very, very important. Second thing are wheels. You want good wheels, and I used to work at IKEA, and we used to sell wheels not for suitcase, but the best wheel we were selling for home use are the wheels that are made for trolley at the supermarket. So you can find some suitcase that come something quite similar. Otherwise, they need to be light, they need to be very, very strong. If you see it's called just an empty piece of plastic, there's nothing. It needs usually to have different components, a good rubber, and I must say, like, the best one are actually the one that are made with the same wheels as rollerblades. So if you know someone who is good into rollerblades, you might want to go with this person and have a look at the suitcase. They'll tell you which wheels might be the best. Another important thing you need to look for is lock, how to secure your suitcase. I mean, how to secure your belongings. Some suitcases will come with integrated lock, some will not. You need to buy a padlock, that's fine, they're cheap, but when you buy a padlock, make sure they are TSA approved. That means they should have this small red sign here. That means only the airport security personnel can open it, not the luggage handler. So your belongings are safe. If you bring your own padlock, which doesn't have the TSA sign on it, that will be fine. But if they need to do an inspection of your bag after going through X-ray, they will just cut the lock, so you'll lose it. With TSA, it's still a code, but they also have a magic key to open the bag, and then it will just unlock the suitcase, and then they can lock it back for you. So those one, you find them everywhere. Just they all have the small red sign on it. This one is actually from IKEA. It was quite cheap. I can't remember about it a few years ago. I bought a few of them, but they were quite cheap. If you buy them at the airport, they'd be much more expensive. And talking about securing your belongings, I can't do an example, but I'll show you an extract of another video which I find on YouTube, and I got permission to do so. So it's very easy to open a normal zip suitcase. That's why I'm not a big fan about zips, just using a pencil. So you can see you just need a pen. You go through the zip itself, and then you can open the suitcase completely, help yourself, take whatever you want from it, and no one will know you did it, because you just need to close the zip again, and you haven't tampered the padlock or the security system of the suitcase. You just use a normal pencil and close it again, and no one will notice something happened until you arrive home. So that's why I'm not a big fan of zips. If it's your carry-on bag, that's fine. For checking suitcase, I always prefer something that actually clips or have a normal locking system rather than a zip that goes all around. Back to wheels. Are you team 2 wheels or team 4 wheels? I like both. I prefer the 4 wheels, even though those two suitcases only have 2. 4 wheels are great because you can actually move your suitcase standing up, and it's especially good if you have to move 2 suitcases. Let's say your carry-on bag and your check-in bag, then you can hold the 2 handles together and then move around using only one hand. If you have 2 suitcases that both have only 2 wheels, well, you need to tilt them both and then carry them. That's taking both of your hands, and sometimes you might want to be on your phone checking, ordering your Uber or something like that. And the great thing with suitcases that got 4 wheels, you can actually tilt the suitcase and then pull it and use only 2 of the wheels. So you got the option to use it both ways. Last advice, color. All suitcases look the same. Usually they're black or they're gray, and actually I belong to that team too, just because also they need to be quite standard as cabin crew. But if you can put a little bit of color, don't be shy to get a colored suitcase. There's some beautiful ones in yellow, in pink if you want, but any color. Or if you really want to go with something classic, make sure you put a sign or something on it that makes it a little bit different. Every day there are people picking by mistake the suitcase of someone else in the airport because they look the same, they look alike. And then if you have something of color, it could be a ribbon, it could be a sticker on it, a big cool sticker, it could be your photo if you want, anything. It will make a difference, so no one should steal your suitcase. And that's it, just a few basic tips if you're in a shopping time for a new suitcase. If you are not, but if you know someone who might be traveling soon and might be shopping for a suitcase, feel free to share this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do so. It's free, just have to click on a small button. Doesn't mean you have to watch the video. I'm not going to force you to do anything. It just, my new videos will appear on the top of the list next time you go online. And then if you have great experience with some suitcase, some model recommend, or bad experience with your locks, with your suitcase, something has been missing, feel free to share it in your comments below, and I'll see you next week. Bye!